What is this topic we're gonna debrief?
And this is bullshit.
Consumer first, like what do they want?
We made them published in Forbes and had zero sales.
Some dirty marketing insights.
Awards, it's like makeup. You don't need the copyright.
It says user-generated, yeah. Do you care about being authentic?
I don't care about my brand positioning. Like from 1 week to 3 clicks, come on, super easy. Brands align to them.
But you just ignore that. Hello guys, so welcome back to the episode 2. Can you imagine? We do have the episode 2. We didn't stop there in our podcast, and we did make a lot of progress in this time, and we actually came up with the name.
Yeah, so now we call ourselves Debrief Room, and we love this name. We really love this name because, you know, briefing, debriefing, I don't know, I just love this one. It's just to have the explanation behind our name. So we talked a lot in the previous series about briefing, debriefing, because we're talking about all marketing related topics here from both sides. And just a reminder, myself, my name is Maria. I'm a head of marketing in Fometa, and I present agency side here. And my friend Daniela, she works for brands, and she presents brand side, obviously. So welcome to Debrief Room. We are happy to have you here.
Today we were thinking, what is this topic we're gonna debrief today? And we were thinking that we should start with something kind of controversial, kind of, you know, some dirty marketing insights, like how it actually works, some topics that are, you know, different people have different opinions. And the first topic that we wanted to talk about is ego. What is this ego? How does marketing revolve around ego?
But it's not just the first topic that we want to discuss, because even like the example, just to launch this series, just to make this video shoot, we spent around 2 hours, 3 hours just to have the makeup done, like hair done. So, and it was only for our own ego, because you guys, you don't care about how we look like. We haven't even launched our podcast yet.
Yeah, so we don't know if this
Yeah.
all effort is even worth it.
Yeah.
But we still wanted to do that. I mean, we do enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And, you know, but to kind of satisfy our ego, we
Yeah,
don't want
to be confident.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
did
we
that.
wanted to do that. And when it's related to marketing, it makes things more complicated, because one thing, when you feel more confident and you satisfy your own ego while doing makeup, but other thing when we're talking about business decisions, because when you I don't know, making some business choices or business decisions in marketing, yeah, you can do really like huge mistakes. As an example, related to ego, we have one service in our agency called Link Building. This is a service related to SEO promotion, when you make magazines to publish you in Forbes or, I don't know, somewhere else in other places. And we had one client, and he wanted specifically to be published in Forbes. And his target audience is not on Forbes, and that time, publication in Forbes costs around £5,000. So instead of being published in Forbes, we proposed to be published on 10 local magazines. Like you can have 10 links. And you know what? We made them published in Forbes and had zero sales. But after that, during the next campaign, we made these 10 local presences, and we made huge sales. So this is how it works. Yeah, you can be published in Forbes, but doesn't matter if your target audience is not in Forbes. They read in local magazines. This is how it works, and just small example of ego in marketing, but I believe there are so many other topics. Do you have any examples on ego decisions?
Yeah. But before that, I have like a little comment about your case. Is that actually when you were talking about this, I was thinking that you need to think not about your ego, but about the consumer's ego. Because like you said, they are in other places, you know, they're not waiting for you like in Forbes. They do wait for you in those other placements,
Yeah.
but you just ignore that and you try to prove yourself something else, and this is not working.
Yeah.
And I think in marketing, it's very important to think consumer first, like what do they want?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I do have another example, which I think all of you also probably have heard. It's about Skims, huge brand, a lot of different consumers, super successful, grew super quickly. But this brand is literally called Skims, where there is the name of the founder in the name.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, I mean, of course, it's clear that she is a very public figure, and creating the brand that is connected to her name is easy for like client acquisition and brand awareness. But also, you know, like she clearly wanted, you know, the brand to be associated with her. And in the beginning, the brand was actually going to be called Kimono. Because like she had this idea that she wanted to have her name in the in the name of the brand.
But she's not even Japanese.
She's not even Japanese, and she just heard, and she wasn't planning to produce kimonos as well. So she just wanted, you know, she found out the cute little name, you know, and she even like, you know, she paid to get this trademark on the name, and there was a big backlash from the Japanese community because it's literally cultural appropriation, because this is traditional apparel that is like actually in Japanese kimono is translated as like a thing to wear. And it's been there for ages, and now some influencer from United States, you know, some billionaire just buys the name. Not really great. I mean, thanks God that she didn't actually use this name, but you know, she still created the name that is that has her name in it. And I love Skims, don't get me wrong. It's awesome. It has like some really cool marketing features as well, and also like the fact that this brand is super inclusive, like the sizing and the colors, like it's great. But it all revolves around Kim. And even now, right now, Nike and Skims, they did the collaboration. And it's not like one collaboration. They actually created the new brand that is called Nike Skims. So it's basically...
Really? Is it a new brand?
It is a brand. Yeah, it's not like, it's, you know, it's not just a simple collaboration. It's like a brand who is going to be creating new collections. They already had two. And, you know, like this is the way how they try to acquire the new clientele for Nike as well as for Skims. And I think, you know, this collaboration is pretty smart because, you know, like Nike has the best sports apparel and Skims has this aesthetic, you know, this clientele, nice mix. But I know that there is a big split in audiences, and some people, they don't like it because they associate the brand Skims with Kim, and Kim is controversial figure. So people kind of ignore that her brand is actually very inclusive, like the quality is great, the aesthetics is great. People just think that this is because of Kim Kardashian. And, you know, like here it kind of like...
Double game,
exactly. So it's and also if you take Kim out of the picture, you wouldn't imagine Skims because it's so So, you know, there are like those brands, and I think like all of the celebrity brands where there is like...
You can imagine Rhode. She has really good, like Hailey Bieber, she has really good brand in terms of like quality of cosmetics and the way they build marketing, because like, just to be honest, I believe Rhode's marketing is the smartest marketing these days. They're doing really good in terms of UGC, like even trend setting. I'm not sure if they just follow trends, they set the trends.
They do.
So this is another example, really good example of celebrity brands. And I'm not sure if it's okay to put into one sentence Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez.
I love that. Let's do that.
Yeah, but they both have amazing brands. So in terms of marketing, promotion, how they build like the whole brands and stuff, not around themselves, but their
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, and I actually do love that. And I saw the interview of Hailey
Yeah.
where she was like specifically saying that her goal is not to create the brand that is, Hailey.
Yeah.
She wanted to create the community. She wanted to create, like this clean girl aesthetics,
Yeah.
and she did. And like she literally created the biggest trend of
Yeah.
our, like couple of years. But I still can imagine this brand without her,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think this is a great example of, like using, I mean, she definitely did use her ego and her experience, like, and of course, like in the first campaigns and still now, like she is the face of the
Yeah.
brand, but she still lets, other girls to, like she scouts those models, like in different places. And also, like even now, like, the love story TV like the series
Yeah.
about and now the main character of love story is on Rhode's
Campaign. Yeah, I've
campaign.
seen that. But I'm not sure what it's going to happen next, because this trend, like clean girl aesthetics, not trend anymore. So before that, for me, I'm not sure, like for just as a girl, I imagined clean girl aesthetics. It's when you have all this guasha stuff, like small bottles, really cute, so less labels, but you have a lot of them. And these days we have a new trend, which is called Frugal Chic,
Yeah.
and it's all about minimalism. So how those brands will follow these trends, I'm not sure.
I guess we will see. I mean, I think the Frugal Chick is actually like it shows that marketing is just it overstimulates the
Yeah.
consumer. And like every week, every month, something new drops. You just don't have time to keep it
Yeah.
up, with all of these things. So that's where this like Frugal Chick comes from. And I think it's actually great because I think we're all super tired of
Yeah.
like
Overspending.
overspending all the time. There are new drops of everything. You cannot keep up. Like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago you thought that was trendy, now it's not trendy anymore.
Yeah.
So but how the brands are gonna adjust, this is a great question. And
Depends on people, depends on consumer. How
Yeah.
consumer is going to adjust, the brands will adjust themselves.
exactly.
Yeah.
Also, I have one thought, is that like what we discussed right now, it's more like consumer facing, like the brands do this for consumers. But what about the inside job of the marketing? I've heard a lot about those marketing awards, like all of
Yeah.
this kind of stuff. But me working in brand, honestly, first of all, I know zero about it and I'm curious to learn. And second of all, maybe, it's not the best way to put it, but I don't kind of see the necessity of all of this
Yeah.
because, like I've been working for quite some time, and I never paid attention to any of those awards, and this business is still going,
Well, it's such a shame because, like, when I just started my role as a marketing strategist or something, I was called, it's 3 years ago in agency, I was like, yeah, awards is a main lead generation point for agencies. This is how we acquire new brands. And this is bullshit, absolute bullshit, because those awards, they exist to treat marketers, to treat design, to treat like all people in agency, because awards is competition.
Yeah.
You compete with other agencies, you do not compete with brands, you do not compete with leads, like we call you leads.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know how to think about it.
Yes, well, I'm being honest. So this is something where we compete with other agencies. And just as an example, I don't know, do you know many kind of awards?
Actually, tell me about them.
Yeah, like they're deal lists. So you have different buyer personas. For example, if I'm working in, I don't know, some award company, I have my target audience as well. And for me, like, imagine I'm a head of design. Head of design would love to have to be nominated for awards. It's called awards. Red Dot Design, Webby Design Awards, CSS Design Awards. So all kind of design awards, just to show all the design people, like, guys, we are doing really good in terms of design. For me as a marketing, I would love to go for Cannes Lions, I don't know, Red Dot as well, could be UK e-commerce awards or something. So this is for me just to show myself in LinkedIn, and like all head of marketing in other agencies see what we are doing. But this is competition, and like we have really, I don't know, like numerous amounts of awards in our agency, but to be honest, it never generated that amount of leads that I expected before. So it's more for us to treat our own ego. That's, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing really great in design. We're doing really great in e-commerce, but lead generation, no, absolutely not.
But how do those competitions actually, like, how is it structured, you know? Like, do you show case studies? Is there like a process of recognition who is the best? Is there a price?
Yeah, it depends. So you pay for submission. Obviously, you pay for submission. It depends on awards. For example, for Red Dot Awards, you pay quite a lot. And for awards, you have like annual fee where you can publish your websites, like in numerous amounts of websites during the year, or you can pay for one-time submission. So yeah, obviously you're paying for submission. For other awards, you have other submission fee, and for different categories as well. It depends on the submission, but usually you pay a price, like 1K approximately, even less, like for some awards even less, but you always pay. Then you have the amount of people and other agencies or other brands who submitted their case study or their website or their like marketing campaign, and you compete with them, and then you have juries, or you have just like common people who vote for you, and then yeah, you're awarded or you're not awarded. So this is how it works. And sometimes my favorite part, which is offline awards, where you go on stage and you're like, yeah, I won. This is my favorite part. But it happens, like for us, it happens once a year. So this is more, I don't know, I love it because of gathering. Like you meet all these people who are working with, you have the community, but again, you meet with other agencies. So basically you're meeting your competitors, not brands. You're meeting your competitors just to show yourself. So yeah.
Yeah, but also, you know, you're learning from those competitors. You see like what's in the market, you see like what opportunities for growth you have, you know, to be better than those competitors.
Yeah, again, it's all about being the best of the best. So if you want to build the best technology ever, if you want to draw the best design ever, yeah, you see some of the best practices in those awards. But when you work in marketing, it's not about ego. It's about making more money, or like making your clients happy, your consumer happy. And it's not about being the best of the best. You can make, I don't know, best hydrogen website design, which yeah, you can build this, but if your consumer doesn't need it, like, why do you build this? So it's again all about ego.
Yeah, and also before this podcast, I was reading, you know, to educate myself about it, and I read about this scandal that happened in 2025, that some agency actually fabricated facts, stats about. I'm not gonna say names, because I don't remember them.
There will be some kind
yeah,
of
we will put some information here. But basically, the agency fabricated some facts in AI to show themselves better. You know. So I don't know. It kind of looks like a theater to me, where like you create this perfect image of what you can do. And even try to put lies, you know, in the...
you can do it even without AI. So it's just being honest with your audience and with the, I don't know, juries as well. So you can do it without AI, it's okay. But when AI exists, it's just super easy to do.
No, but I also think, like, from another hand, is probably, you know, like, when you have those awards, you are more confident in, you know, in the services that you provide.
But why are you so confident? Because of your ego. You need to be why we wear our makeup, because we want to feel more confident. The same with the agencies. If you want to be more confident, so awards, it's like makeup. Yeah, you put makeup to feel more confident.
Yeah, you don't necessarily need it,
Yeah.
but you want it
Yeah.
to kind of like feel better.
If I go to Nike, to beach, for example, I would love to have some kind of can line or red dot design award just to feel better, just to know that, yeah, I'm good. I'm actually good, quite good. I'm not that kind of girl that I used to be 4 years ago and like, yeah, I want to work in Nike, please accept me. No, I'm like, yeah, I have red dot.
Makes sense.
Just to sum up, awards is for marketers, awards is for agencies, for other brands who compete with other brands, but not for a target audience, because your target audience, they want to buy a beautiful product, they want to be a part of a community, they do not care about red dots or awards or some other stuff. They want a beautiful product and they want to be treated really in really good way. So yeah, it's not about your consumer, it's just competition with the other agencies.
That's true. But now the consumer is also, so overstimulated.
Yeah.
And there are so many brands that, become those huge, gigantic
Yeah.
brands. And you start forgetting what this brand was actually in the beginning,
Yeah.
because this brand so hardly tries to,
To have everything from the market, yeah, to sell everything to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't like this approach actually as a marketer. So before that, when I was like young marketer, when I was a teenager, I actually started to do my job in marketing when I was 16. I thought that brand positioning stays with brands for a long time, like for years, for decades. And these days, I see that once you touch, like when you smell the sense of money,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm going everywhere. I don't care about my brand positioning. I don't care about my values. I go for money. And I don't like this approach. Actually, I really appreciate the existence of some brands who stay consistent with their values, with their positioning, and being honest with their target audience, even though they understand that they cannot have the whole market.
They can,
Yeah.
Not everybody should be their consumer.
Yeah, they have their own piece of cake, and I really love those brands. So they have, I don't know, the brands, they're all about like skateboarding. They have their skateboarding target audience. They know that people grow up, and some of the people, they want to do skateboarding for years, but they will have new audience.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
The
it's completely
generation
okay.
changes.
They have their own piece of cake and they don't care about like market penetration.
On the example of my favorite brand, Nike, we can actually see that at some point Nike became a bit more soft, because in the beginning, like every ad, every campaign was like so, emotionally touching, and it was built, to serve athletes, to show how sport is important, to always be about sport. But at some point, I think because Nike tried to, expand the clientele, be good for everybody, they started to make softer campaigns, softer launches, and
Being for everyone.
being for everyone. And I even read somewhere on internet that like the Gen Z, they think that Nike is like a nice, trusted uncle, which is always great, but not cool anymore.
Yeah.
And we can even see now that like the sneaker culture is kind of dying,
Yeah.
that people try new brands and Nike is not, on the top anymore. But I see Nike trying to be back and I love it. But it was, I think, the part when the authenticity was lost.
Yeah.
And it is so important, I think, especially nowadays when there is like a lot of overconsumption of everything, to be authentic.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my favorite brands of chocolate is so cool, and I wanted to talk about it. Like as an example, it's called Tony Chocolonely. And basically, the guy Tony, he had this big idea how to create the chocolate brand, because he loved chocolate, obviously. How to create this brand, but also how to fight the problem against the slavery in the field of like picking up the cocoa.
Yeah.
So he wanted to like create an extremely sustainable brand where there is like everything is well paid, everything is very high quality, and for a long time he didn't find any people who would support him to do this with him because nobody believed that you can actually do something sustainable in this like industry that is very big already. So that's where the name Lonely came, because he was lonely with his idea. But then he actually did that, and he created those like super cool packages that like once you see it, you know that this is the brand. Everything is sustainable. Everything is awesome. The tastes are amazing. There is a super nice store in Amsterdam when you can like create your own taste, create your own chocolate, and even of course he can become like a huge corporation and sell like millions of candies to all the grocery stores and become super rich because like it's already a well-known brand, but the brand keeps being authentic. They still do the same chocolate that they did in the beginning, and I think this is kind of rare nowadays.
Yeah, but they're doing really great in sales now because of those trends, like trend to be eco, trend to support other people, actually being supported. And again, like being inclusive, being supportive. It's kind of, I hate to say this, but it's trend now.
Is it? Oh, I'm actually thinking now authenticity is a trend now,
Yeah,
because like everything is so same.
yeah.
So like when you create something that is, you,
Overconsuming. That's why we have this frugal chic trend.
Yeah, that
Like
makes sense.
that's why, because we overconsume everything. We have mass of content, like numerous amounts of production made. So people are tired of overconsumption. People are trying to be healthier these days. Even those morning raves, like people are trying to, I don't know, take care of themselves and not to consume a lot, to be more cautious while selecting brands, and being authentic is a trend now.
That's true. And how is this authenticity topic is in the agency side? Like, do you care about being authentic, like in the agency world?
Yeah, again, like if you want to be authentic, you should like you should have your own piece of cake and not go for the whole cake. But if you want to grow in sales, if you want to, I don't know, hire new people, if you want to grow as a company, like you should provide more services, you should make your target audience wider, you should go into markets. So for me, I love those boutique agencies who knows their piece of cake and they don't go for the whole market, and they provide only, like, we are working only with luxury brands. I know one agency which I love, like, them by association only, from UK. They're doing really good, and they provide website development services and marketing as well, only for luxury brands. They have their own target audience, and I know that to work with them, you're supposed to have like your own place in the line, so in the queue, and they're really good. Some other boutique agencies who, for example, provides only PR services, or who working only with the skincare brands, or just fashion brands, or just sportwear brands. So they have their own target audience, and they don't want to expand. That is how you stay authentic. But if you want to grow in sales, obviously, like, you will have new services. You're supposed to launch new services, and you will go for those trends. Even now, like, the biggest trend from the agency side is a new service called ChatGPT search optimization, something like AI search optimization, where you do all kind of shopping experience via ChatGPT. Like, as a consumer, when you shop through ChatGPT, other agencies, they provide service to make your products shine in ChatGPT and being listed.
Like do the SEO optimization, like everything.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah,
AI, for AI. This is the biggest trend. And we also launched this service. When we launched the service, we had no idea how to do this even, because we launched it like a few months ago. But yeah, these days is a trend, and all agencies, they provide this type of service.
Let's talk about AI a bit more because I think
Yeah, it's my pain in the ass. Like,
why?
I don't know. Like,
It's our future. It's our now, actually. It's not future anymore.
being honest, I've launched a couple of products. Like, we have some internal products in our agency and some of my side products as well, built using AI. Obviously, I use it like every day. I have everything optimized with ChatGPT. I have integrated ChatGPT into my daily routine, not only for work, but for myself as well. And like every Monday starts with the same talk, same speech of our CEO, like what we're doing with AI. We need to provide more AI. We need to integrate AI into our service, and like this. Each week we have every week we have the same line, same speech line.
But because this is the thing right now, and I think if you're not integrating AI, if you're not using AI, you're gonna get behind.
Yeah, but
Because
sometimes you don't need it. Like, to be honest, sometimes you don't need it. So if you want to have AI just to have AI, you don't need AI. If you want to have AI to optimize some of your processes, if you want to create more, I don't know, creative content, if you want to, I don't know, somehow grow your target audience or be like more wow, yeah, you can use AI, but just for trend, just for being trendy, nah, nah.
that's true. No, that's true. But I think, like what you said, is that AI is actually such a great tool of optimization of all the
Yeah.
processes, and like it can make your work much easier. And like using AI in everyday life just simplifies it. But here's my question: like, do you see the agency, what is the agency's future in a couple of years? Because like obviously brands are not going to go anywhere because people still need to buy
Yeah.
something. But what if brands optimize everything and now they don't need agencies anymore?
Well, you cannot optimize everything. Like, you still need to have this person who is going to oversee the process. Like, there are two types of AI these days. If you're talking about like agency and brand relationship, the first one is when you're talking to AI and asking to do something, and the second is like more agentic approach where you have your own personal agent trained on your data, which can do some actions for you and you trust it. So I don't like when you completely trust AI because sometimes it can make mistakes. I have the example like the recent, it happened recently. OpenClaw, this bots, he deleted some data from the head of like she was head of AI integration or something, AI security in Meta. It deleted her messages, her letters. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I don't like when people completely trust AI. That's why you need to oversee everything, especially when we're talking about content. So if you run the fashion like or apparel brand, there could be some mistakes in content creation. For example, recently we launched our product, which is Formula AI, like the AI generation tool for PDP assets. And you can generate multiple assets with AI, yeah, but some like small buttons or, I don't know, the labels or, I don't know, sleeves, it can be laggy.
Fabric.
Yeah, the fabric itself, it can be laggy, and you still need to oversee the process. That's why you need human. Yeah, to be honest, we don't need any more, sorry, junior designers, but we don't need junior designers or copywriters. Copywriters here, we fired in our agency, we fired all,
Really?
yeah, all copywriters like 2 years ago when ChatGPT will launch because we don't need them.
But don't you think that copywriters can give like better prompts to make it sound a bit less
Yeah,
robotic?
this is the work of digital marketeer. So
Okay.
you have the task, like before that, what kind of process we used to have in our agency. Digital marketeer set the tasks in Asana, Jira, whatever. And then copywriter take this task and understand like what should be the vibe, the tone of voice. And once AI knows everything about your tone of voice, it can generate multiple options. And you don't need the copywriter. You don't need the copywriter. So this is why we don't have copywriters anymore, and we fired them 2 years ago. And to be honest, it was the best decision ever because we optimized like and saved a lot of money.
So definitely some jobs are gonna disappear in a couple of years.
Junior jobs, yeah.
Junior jobs.
Even now, like I used to have a talk I had a talk with my friend, and she was like, what I should do next, like perhaps go into design or something else. Today is not a good time to start doing something in Figma, to be honest, because you can do it with AI. You can just go into Nana Banana, you can go and play with Gemini. You don't need to learn Figma to go into design. So it's not a good time to start with Adobe, Photoshop or something. Just go into AI and try and play with it, because this is the next era. So I believe in like 10 years, even 5 years, we will sit here and recording the podcast and saying like, oh, how we did it before with our own heads, how we used Figma. So yeah.
That's for sure. And even I see already on LinkedIn, there are like a lot of openings for AI creators already. So this is like the new job that's created. So we can see that, okay, maybe some jobs are gonna are gonna disappear, but some cool, super interesting jobs are gonna appear, because obviously to create something cool, you know, AI is not gonna create everything from scratch. It is your tool, it is your helper, but you still need a human. And there is one cool example of the sport that was created, like sport, yeah, literally
With
like
AI.
sport with AI. Yeah, that was a collaboration of guess the brand, Nike.
Yeah. Oh, obviously. How?
Yeah. Yeah. And agency, Aqua. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. We're gonna put it on the screen. So they wanted to like tap into this, you know, AI thing. It was already a couple of years ago. It's not super new, but they just like their goal was to create the first ever sport, new sport in AI. But to do that, they didn't just like, did one prompt and that's it. They sent like millions of information about sports to feed the AI,
The model,
the model. Then they did like multiple times of reviews, like, is it realistic? Because there was like some examples of like jumping from, I don't know, 1 kilometer and then flying and then running on air, or like my favorite is underwater parkour. This is something that AI suggested. Great idea. But you still need the person, the human, who actually says, okay, this is a cool idea, but this is impossible. So after like millions of rounds, they actually did create a sport that is called Speedgate. I'm not gonna go in details about the rules of the sport, but basically, they did create something with AI, but AI was more like this junior, helper.
Who is the target audience of this game? Like, what's for? Forwards?
I think it's like, no, it's for people like it's kind of like football, but I'm not sure. Like, it's a real game that people can play.
I wonder if people play this game actually.
This is a great thing. We can check it out and, give the facts. But, it is the example that, like, with the AI, you can create something that you think, like, sport with AI, like, who needs that? But, like, to be the first ever sport created by AI, why not?
Like, sport created with AI, it's wow. It's actually, okay, something super brainwashing, but I'm more up to like content generation, text generation, funnel, PDP optimization or something, because this is something usual people doing each and every day, and this are the services we provide in the agencies. So I'm more up to like, you can generate multiple PDP assets in just 10 seconds, or you can generate breathtaking campaigns, like visuals that you can make with your own hands. Because even like some of the trends with these t-shirts in the air or something like that, you cannot make it with like you can make it with production, but
it's
it
hard.
will cost money.
Yeah.
And you can do it with AI, so you can make more creative tasks. I'm more up to it. What is your
I
take
agree.
on like AI created content?
I mean, it really depends. So, if this content helps to make the product easier to understand for consumer, if it saves the time of the team, for example, like the PDP optimization of the
Yeah.
assets, I already know that, like I saw even on threads, you know, that people are against using AI-generated content on PDP assets because,
Yeah.
like, apparently it doesn't look real. Like, we want
Yeah.
to see real pictures and real models, but pictures and real models are often photoshopped. You
Yeah.
know, like there
They're
is
not real anymore.
there,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, and they're never actually been, you know, because there is like a specific lighting, there is, you know, like, and also, for example, what you can do like a photo shoot of like one suit in one color, but then with AI you just like redo it for like 10 other colors that you have,
Yeah.
and you just save the time of the whole team, and you make it better for consumers so they can see this one thing from all the angles, and
Yeah.
also like you feed the AI with all the details of your clothing, and then there is a person who's going to check it if it's real,
Yeah.
if it looks the same or not, and only then it's going to be posted on brand.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
with this one I think it's great, and
Absolutely.
there is no, I mean, people are against it because they think that this is not true, you know, it's just something that the brand want to show, but like I said, there is a whole chain of how to make it as real as possible, so the, because for brands there is no reason to lie, because
Yeah.
if you receive something that should is not the same on the picture, you're
You're-
going to return it,
Yeah, exactly.
and the brand is not going to make anything.
Yeah.
So with this one I think it's great. Then like creating, you know, everything that is like content production, text, so optimization of inside processes, also great. What I'm not sure about is UGC
Yeah,
content
for me as
created
well.
with
It's
AI.
like the red flag. So UGC content is something supposed to be generated by user.
Exactly, it
And
says user generated,
yeah,
yeah.
so AI can make you super creative, like breathtaking idea, something super cool, but unpacking, why do you need AI? Why do you need AI avatar? I'm not talking about like some kind of Photoshop where you can actually put AI to make your face better or to put makeup if you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
make it by yourself. But still, if you're doing unpacking or you're doing a whole video, why do you need AI for this? So I prefer user-generated content to stay generated by user because it's more authentic again. It's more about community. So we have so many generated content in the socials, and UGC is more for socials. So better to stay UGC to stay UGC. I also have another example. It's not an example, but still. I've recently been to this conference in London, and there was the research about UK audience and their attitude to AI-generated content, and like more than 70% of English people, they are actually raging about AI when they don't have the clear understanding that this content was generated with AI. So there's like they brands align to them and they're raging about this. But other thing is when you see that this content was clearly generated with AI, you're like, yeah, it was generated with AI, I don't care. So I hope that like in 5 years again, we'll have time where AI content will be accepted by people. Because these days, even though we do everything with ChatGPT, even my mom does everything with
Even my grandma, and she's 89.
Oh my god. Yeah, we do everything with ChatGPT, but still, it's kind of new. So we need to accept it that AI generated content and AI itself, this is the part of our life, this is how
And
we
it's
live.
gonna
So you
be
have,
there.
yeah,
It's gonna stay.
you have human content and you have AI generated content. This is it. I don't like the idea when Pinterest bans AI-generated content. Why so? Like it's a part of creativity.
Of course.
Yeah, you can do more with AI. Why
Yeah.
not?
I think people react this way. This is my opinion about it, because it's new.
Yeah.
And like when you see something new, you don't have your opinion structured. And I even remember when I had a friend, and he was doing like a thesis for his university, and he was showing me like some different clips of AI, like
Yeah.
AI cartoon, AI more realistic, AI hyper realistic, and asking like my opinions about it. And I remember at that time I was like, okay, AI cartoon's great. This is perfect, like awesome. Semi human also fine, but hyper realistic, I was like, I don't like it. Like
Yeah.
I'm scared, like
Yeah.
I cannot tell if this is real or not. But now I'm thinking like, okay, it's just the matter of time
Yeah.
when you adjust to it. And like you can still be super creative with this, and you can show more people, more cultures, more anything with those like hyper realistic avatars.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a matter of time until this becomes like globally accepted.
Yeah.
But with the little disclaimers that like I still don't want the real content to disappear, because it's still art.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of pity if everything just moves to AI, and then there is no more room
Yeah.
for creators that still do want to do
Yeah.
real.
Creators, like the real human interaction. No, absolutely up to like have the real human interaction and UGC content again. I love those holes and like unpacking and all the stuff. Don't do it with AI. Why do you need AI for this? I love AI in the use case where you can actually optimize some kinds of super routine processes. For example, segmentation, like technical part when you do email outreach, or you're doing, I don't know, SMS marketing for e-commerce brands. It's like super related stuff. And you can create segments using AI just to prompt and like see all the data about your users, and divide them into some segments. And you're doing this in like 3 clicks. And before that, I remember 3 years ago, I was doing it manually, and like one segmentation could take around 1 week. So like from 1 week to 3 clicks, come on, super easy. And other like technical stuff, for example, retargeting. You can create those segments in Klaviyo. For example, let's take Klaviyo. You can create those segments in Klaviyo, then launch specific campaigns for like retargeting to retarget those audience, create the specific communication line, and you can have not just one campaign, but 20 in the same time, and launch them in the same time. So this is like, wow, okay. Not only about content, but also technical stuff.
Yeah, I think like if content is still kind of controversial thing, and I
Yeah.
think it will be for quite a bit, the optimization of processes is definitely the
Yeah.
future. And like I love that there are ways how we can do this, like how we can stop doing this really manual things and
Yeah.
actually spend time to be more creative,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because if we can do this manual boring stuff with AI, then why not?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think more and more brands are now going to use that. And also, like from the consumer facing part, now more and more brands are doing like AI chatbot
Yeah.
on the site. And I mean, I'm using it, like it's so, because especially if it's a huge brand with the huge variety of stuff,
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to find like what you actually want. And if there is like a chatbot where you can be like, okay, I want like the pink t-shirt,
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
don't want to use like all these filters, and those
Exactly.
filters can be like not perfectly optimized, and here like you just boom boom boom, AI gives you the best option. Or like size guides.
Yeah.
Like in clothing brands, size guides are like biggest problem actually, because like well, first of all, sometimes people just don't check them out, and then it's like the first reason to return the clothes because the size is not working. Also, a lot of people do that they buy 2 t-shirts to try,
Yeah.
like which one is better, especially if the brand has the free delivery policy, it's perfect for them. And then, like they send it back, brand loses money on those delivery costs.
Yeah.
And they just do it because they didn't open the size guide. But like if there is like an AI integrated size helper,
Exactly,
So
exactly.
like it's perfect. It just
I've
gives you like
got
much more.
one idea. I remembered about the AR filters where you can actually try it on, try the
Yeah.
item on. And another idea is to have this fun feature inside the chatbot where you can upload your own picture
Mm-hmm.
and you can try some items. For example, do you want to try this item? Do you want to try this suit? And you just send in the picture.
Like in the
Yeah,
chatbot.
I have never seen it. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I should implement it to some of our clients. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Business idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Write it down.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's good. It's good. Line in marketing. So content creation again. Content created by AI, yeah, we can treat it as a lie sometimes, and people will treat it as a lie for a long time, I believe. I hope that not for 5 years or 10 years, but for some time, yeah, obviously. Or one day they will accept it, and you will see AI generated content label somewhere on Instagram, and it will be okay, absolutely okay. Like, I don't know, being inclusive to AI.
Yeah, that's true. Being inclusive, see, now
Why
the
not?
new player in the game.
Yeah.
But one thing, maybe I'm still kind of old-fashioned in
Yeah.
this way, but I do want to see on AI-generated content the tag that this is AI-generated.
Yeah, why not? Like
Yeah.
when you accept it, it's okay. It's for example, I don't know, you see the clear like the music, like the licensing for music. You have everything, every information about the music artist, and you have it placed somewhere on Instagram. It's okay,
Yeah.
absolutely okay. You can know the name. Why don't you make it known when it's generated by AI? It's okay, absolutely. Just people need to accept it someday.
But I think now the biggest problem is that brands and creators they try to push AI as real.
Yeah,
And so that's why this frustration
yeah, that's
happens.
lying.
Yeah, it is kind of lying. But then, like, if you just put like a little small tag that this is AI generated, at least you know for the beginning of this AI
Yeah,
era, so people get adjusted, and
yeah,
you just accept it, and you're like, okay, this is AI generated, this is cool, move on.
yeah.
Like, I think it's gonna like limit the rage.
I believe that some brands, who we have from brands that's supposed to be super brave, Diesel. Diesel, they're brave. They have this position online. They're rebels. They're brave. If they put that this content was generated with AI, it will be absolutely okay. They need to start this revolution and not just using AI generated content, but actually telling and being honest
Yeah.
that they're using AI generated content. Then people won't treat it as a lie. But
Yeah.
these days, yeah, it's a lie. But let's be honest, all marketeers, yeah, we're lying. And it's okay.
And then the marketing is all about lying.
Yeah, it's like marketing. I always say that marketing is a psychology. It's like your empathy, how you understand the people behavior, how you understand people, and some technical stuff. How do you use like Google Analytics or some other apps to understand human behavior? So these two topics combined into one, this is marketing. I don't believe in marketing itself. It's like psychology and some technical stuff. And yeah, we lie. We lie a lot. We manipulate, and it's completely okay. And I don't like call it manipulating. I don't like calling it manipulate.
I think it's a big opinion of a lot of people that marketing is all about manipulation
Yeah.
actually because like whatever brands are trying to sell they market it and
Yeah.
then somehow everybody just buys it and like the whole marketing industry manipulates it.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you. I think it's manipulation is a really strong word.
Yeah.
It's
Too
actually
strong.
yeah it's actually you know like no brand forces the consumer to buy anything, right? They
Yeah.
just show it, yes.
Yeah.
They just do it the time that consumer wants, place where consumer
Yeah.
wants it, and you know what consumer wants it. But give marketeers some credits, you know, because we need to actually understand all of
Yeah.
these points so then the consumer actually buys it at the end. So I think, and you know, like every marketeer, every person, you know, in agency and brand, like the main goal is, I mean, of course, to make profit,
Yeah.
but this is our life, you know, let's be honest, like this is how it works. but also what we think about every day is how to make the user journey better,
Yeah,
how to satisfy,
optimize it.
how to optimize it, how to satisfy the consumer, how to make the consumer,
Return later.
yes, become loyal, love the brand,
Yeah.
like talk about this brand. And this is like a big work. Like, one of my responsibilities on everyday basics is to like analyze the site or the journey to see the friction points where the user drops out, to see what clicks do the user make. And then, like, after we do this analysis, we create the plan on how to optimize it. And we do this, to make it easier for the consumer. So I think maybe in a way this is the manipulation,
Yeah.
but it just depends how we call it.
It's okay. And obviously, people these days, they understand the manipulation. So fear of missing out, I don't know, sense of urgency. Uh, it existed like 100 years ago, and it's completely okay. We're still using it, and people understand it. And you don't need to be like the smartest person in the world to understand all those marketing techniques. And it's completely okay. You can call it a lie if it's if you can Google it actually. So it's not a lie. Like, you're getting used to it, but brands and marketers these days, they also need to be smarter in that sense, because everybody understands like all our marketing techniques, and you're not like, wow, I implemented something we do use some technical cheat codes, for example, again, retargeting or saving or segmenting the audience. So we use some technical stuff to be more creative in terms of manipulation, but still, like, all the fear of missing out, urgencies, it was created a long time ago, and it's not from marketing, it's just psychology. Even in your like own relationship, while talking to boyfriend or like husband, you're using some techniques to have everything you want. So we have the same while working in marketing. It's just common sense, nothing special. Okay, to be honest, our ego is satisfied today, not like 100%, but
We tried our best.
yeah, we tried our best. We are kind of tired, but that's okay. And we enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was very insightful
Yeah,
and
for me as
interesting to
well.
see. And actually, guys, welcome to our room. And we invite you to give us some ideas, what you want us to debrief. Maybe you can debrief the same topics that we had in our comment section. Uh, we will, I'm trying to be like a real YouTuber, Link down below. Yeah, but yeah, let's see how it goes. So we're super open. We're just starting out this, So if you have any ideas, wishes, anything,